Oh God, sorry. I just came back from it. I'm good.
You've gotten over Muscle Mommy Mother Nature?
Yes. and her little cage for me. God damn, this is the D-pad. I'm Rick.
And I'm Peter.
It's Pokémon Brilliant Diamond post-game. We're fighting some folks in Route 226.
226.
We have not yet found a wild Pokemon we can catch. Oh, Globit. Oh, Globit. I miss you, Natalie.
R.I.P.
Yep.
Natalie.
It's Natalie's kid. Quick, kill it. Yeah.
Hit it with the edge of a... 4%.
That'd bring down like... Oh, yeah, that's the same as Scary Face.
Yep.
Okay, well... There we go. Hoo-ha!
That's similar to the item bloat, where there are many moves that are functionally the same.
Yeah, and like, I get that it means that you can have the same effect on multiple different Pokemon, even if it doesn't make sense for, like...
Right, sure. Something should be able to give you a mean look, even if it can't possibly give a scary face.
Yeah. Uh-oh. I forget what Wish does. Isn't that one of the weird ones?
It is. Definitely a weird one. If it does damage later? Is it one of those?
Is it like the Psychic one? Okay.
It won't matter.
Jesus. Yeah, there's a Psychic move that does that. And I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head. Future Sight, I think.
Yeah, hits several turns later is
2 turns,
Future
I
Sight.
believe. Wish might be the same. Oh, look at this. Look at our position. It actually fixed us.
Oh, nice. Set each to a grid point.
Yeah. That's very clever of them. Okay. Which one? Okay, this one has... Okay, so the other one is the shorter path. Got it. Sorry, which was one... Because it... I could swear there's a move that's got a similar name that is essentially the... If you hit me right now, if you kill me now, you're also going down. Wobbuffet's fucking bullshit-ass, awful Nuzlocke destroying move.
Yeah, that's terrible. Wish is a heal a turn and a half later.
Okay, so it's the inverse, I guess, of the of Future Sight.
Yeah.
Instead of damaging the opponent 2 turns later, it'll
heals
heal
whatever
itself.
user is out 2 turns later.
Not very useful if you've only got one Pokemon.
True.
Or actually, no, Xatu was out second, so there were no Pokemon left.
Right. It would have been useful as a thing that got played early.
Yes.
If a Pokemon doesn't get one hit KO'd, to get that heal from the past. It's interesting to play on a sacrificed Pokemon, like in a setup play where you like are deliberately going to sacrifice them, and then it gives you an extra turn on your fear strategy, potentially.
So, like, wait, hang on. If the setup
because the heal will come in.
Yes, that's true. Huh? Yeah, yeah. That could kind of mess that up a little bit, because once they're down on the hit points, you'd have to re-heal like your Rattata to have a chance of setting it up again. And at that point, it's already messed up so much that it's probably not recoverable realistically. Like, the other trainer should have a pretty easy way of preventing that from working at that point. I feel like I barely used Lucky this entire run. Only recently I feel like I've actually been pulling Lucky out.
Yeah. He's definitely stayed on the sidelines for a lot.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, because I played with my Luxray like out front for a lot of the game.
I think I just in my head, electric types generally just aren't very good, which isn't, strictly speaking, true. But the typing is less useful than a lot of other ones. It's so narrow.
It is narrow. It's sort of harder to get a focus on, to hold it in, at least it's harder for me to hold it in my head. It's not in one of the simple rock, paper, scissors scenarios.
Yeah.
It's sort of like a bridge type in the grid for Pokemon.
Brings you from some of the basic elements over to the like flying fighting area of the web.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect fighting, but like there are definitely chunks that kind of exist on their own. Like Psychic, Dark, Fairy, Fighting are all kind of in a little cluster together. Poison's kind of near there. You have your starting elements that mostly interface with each other, but there's some electric and ice in there too.
Yep.
I want to see if there's something that I want to put Energy Ball. I want to say Grass Knot is stronger than Energy Ball for yeah, I think I'm going to leave this as is. I think Grass Knot, if I'm using Grass Knot, it's usually because I'm up against a very heavy Pokemon.
Yeah. Energy Ball tells you what number it's going to be, but is always that number.
Yes, it is always 90. I forget if Grass Knot caps at like 105 or like 130 or something like that. I don't remember, but
I thought it was
another
on
Golduck.
more like the scale of 120 or something like that.
Yeah. Bum, 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 bum. Earthquake!
Oh, yeah, 120
Ooh, this guy's fast.
against Pokemon that are 200 kilograms or more.
Yo, buddy.
Holy shit.
That dude is fast as shit.
Hey, Sturdy. Thanks for playing.
Level 51, and it outsped me. What? Does it have an ability that does that?
No, it might just be a nature.
Jesus Christ.
Natures are pretty effective by the time you're level 50.
I was not expecting that to be a thing there. 218, so I would have to waste this and the Hyper Potion. I'm just going to do one Max Potion. Yeah. Okay, so we got to be on guard a little bit more now on wild Pokemon. So to the right is water, and it seems another path. Oh, and nothing up here. There might be hidden items. I'm not going that nuts over it. Ooh, okay, that woke me up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, and that one, I mean, that's also maybe just a Golduck that had really good
It might
IVs.
have, yeah, incredible IVs. I'm actually going to go south first. Or this will happen. Ooh,
Pelipper.
a Pelipper. I think I have a Wingull.
I think you do as well.
Yes, his name Marin.
That's right.
All right.
Link to the Past.
Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening. It's a Zelda reference.
Yes.
That
Yes,
I was
indeed.
aware of.
Alrighty. Speaking of, very excited for Echoes of Wisdom.
Yes, that looks so cool.
Yeah, very different take on the formula, but I'm here for it.
Well, it'll be nice
Nice.
like play as Zelda.
Yeah, it's the first time that you can play as Zelda in an official Nintendo acknowledges it Zelda game, and the first time in general since Zelda's Adventure on the CDI back in 1996.
Yep.
It has been 28 years since you could last play as Zelda I mean, I guess that's only kind of true. If you want to get very technical about it, you could also play as Zelda occasionally in Spirit Tracks, where she controls a phantom.
Okay.
And you kind of guide her around. But
Sure.
you kind of more are leading her. You don't really play as her.
You get a kind of Zelda play section in a couple of games, though, right?
Trying to remember, actually, in some of them.
Just like a little bit of time where you have to get Zelda in the driver's seat of something.
So the NES games, no. A Link to the Past, no. Link's Awakening, she's not in. Ocarina, no. Though you have her guiding you near the end. Majora's Mask, she's also not in. Well, she's in a cutscene. Minish Cap, I don't think so. The Oracle games, she shows up, but you have to rescue her. She's not controllable. Triforce Heroes, she's not in. A Link Between Worlds, you have to rescue her. And I don't think that you control her at all. Skyward Sword is a no. Twilight Princess, she basically only shows up to sacrifice herself, and then she's a boss fight.
Oh, geez.
Breath of the Wild, no. Tears of the Kingdom, also no.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know. There is probably one or two that I missed in there, but I think Phantom Hourglass, where she doesn't exist for most of the game as you rescue her.
She was unmade.
Yeah, Wind Waker also. I don't think control Tetra at any point during the game. She basically gets sucked into this ghost ship dimension And I don't recall you seeing her until the very end of the game after that. Celio, I think, is a water ice type, isn't it? Or is that when it becomes wall rain?
That might be wall rain.
Yoink. Doesn't matter.
Oh, no, it's dual typed at Celio.
Is it? Okay. Alrighty.
Such a natural dual typing.
Water and ice?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm surprised it's not more common. Oh, dear.
She's drowning.
Yeah. With
That's
the
not
hand
good.
movement and everything. We're just going to move on. We're moving on. It's not important. We're moving on. Oh, this seems like odd real estate.
Oh, did you want to celebrate something exciting in this house? Well, I'm sad to say that there's nothing here.
Hey, konnichiwa. Glad to meet you. Guten Tag. I'm the Meister. Uh-oh. Dun 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 dun. In this language's parlance, I would be called a craftsman. Something like that, n'est-ce pas? Comprendo? So, I smell something about... Oh, I'm sorry, man. I just got out of the lake, so...
Yeah, I was, riding on the back of a Pokemon in the lake.
Yeah, that probably didn't help. This is wunderbar. So here's what we'll do. I'll power up your Pokedex so you can read the descriptions of Pokemon in other languages. Je suis désolé, but it won't work for all Pokemon, however. Only Pokemon of regions that I, the Meister, have visited.
Okay.
Well, let's see. He's spoken French and Japanese and Spanish.
Und German.
And German.
Guten Tag.
Though German hasn't been used as an actual region yet for Pokemon. The other ones have. Also English. And we've got both Great Britain, the UK and US as regions. Pokedex has already been updated. Wunderbar. You've got technology ahead of its time, and that's muy bueno. Oh, yeah, because I think this would have been how you do it in Diamond and Pearl.
Is it how you would get to an international Pokedex?
Yes. It's not
the addition of the national dex, but...
No, it's like international languages, I think, or something. Or maybe it does allow you to receive and own Pokemon from other languages. Okay, nothing over there either. I mean, it did say like the description to the other languages, so
right.
Maybe that's... We got two paths here. I'm going to do this one first. I feel like this is going to be our dead end. Well... Oh, I'm pretty sure I don't have a Seel.
You're so cute.
Seel. And I don't think I have a Dugong either. Nope, so this is my catch.
All right.
Level
42 Seel.
Would you say 32?
42.
42. Oh, Jesus.
The 32 would be worse.
Yes. Love these reflections. This is definitely how any of this works.
Yep. That's how water works.
Yep. Sometimes your reflection just moves away from you entirely. It's kind of crazy.
It definitely isn't it isn't showing off what the actual surface would do for the surface deformations that they're animating. So that's annoying.
Yeah. It's weird that they don't have... I mean, I'm sure it's some extra whole pile of shit to deal with, but like, you anchor it at a certain point. It's like, okay, the bottom needs to stay here. The rest of it can wobble around like crazy. But the very part where the thing is on the water, the reflection, that same point should not move.
True.
Like, it should always be there. That's literally touching the water. There's no way for the reflection of something that is zero... distance from it should be shaking around.
Yeah, something about how they've streamlined that calculation is wonky. What shall her name be?
There we go. Celia.
Celia.
Celia goes to the box.
The wheat type Pokemon.
Could also... Oh, hi. Am I interrupting something? Are you...
Fast spinning swimmer. He's
Right?
drowning.
Yeah, help. This is a guy that's off on the side. He just wanted to find a quiet place to pee in the water.
Which, of course, you have to do while spinning around and making a whirlpool.
Yes, you want to make sure that you are generating a vortex of piss. It's the only way to be very sure that no one thinks you're doing anything weird. Just draw as much attention to yourself as possible while pissing in all directions.
Yep.
That way, if anybody swims up, they know instantly what you were doing.
Geez, how did you manage to warm up this whole quarter of the lake?
I swam really hard. I waved my arms a lot underwater. But your arms have been above the water. Yeah, I did it a minute ago. I did it really good. So it's cooled down, actually.
Yeah, it was all the way up to boiling. You should have seen it.
Oh, there's nothing around here, so...
My Pokemon and I are pumped.
Boy. Yeah, look at those muscles. Swimmer Wade. Ha! Carvana. I'm sure it's Carvana, because Piranha.
Piranha, Carvana.
The standard Portuguese NH gets you that nya in there as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
I haven't started to scrape at any of the how to pronounce Portuguese. It hasn't come up for me, which is funny. A lot of languages I've had to learn how to pronounce, even though I don't know how to speak them.
Yeah.
Just from experience in singing.
Okay.
Not a lot of experience with singing classic Portuguese tunes.
I guess that's fair. Yeah, that's maybe not one that's going to have a huge crossover.
Just from land mass, you'd expect to only run into a Portuguese song out of like once out of every 10 Spanish songs. But it's much lower than that.
Which is
as
wild,
far as I can tell.
I believe Portuguese is like the... Isn't Portuguese... No, Portuguese is 5th, I think. I was going to say Portuguese is like the second or third most spoken language on the planet. But like, no, that's not true. Spanish is higher than Portuguese, but Portuguese is also up there.
Yeah, no. They have many colonies that speak Portuguese.
Yeah.
Former colonies.
Brazil is certainly helping a lot in that.
Yes.
I think Argentina is also a big Portuguese-speaking country. I might be wrong there.
I think that their primary is Spanish, but they might also Portuguese. I'm just trying to think of like birth certificates.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of birth certificates.
I'm always fascinated by...
Only Spanish for their official language.
Okay. I'm always fascinated by former colonies specifically that kind of take up the helm as being like the number 2 speaker of the language as just their thing. Like we obviously, like the U.S. does not technically, I don't think, have an official language, but obviously English gets you by more or less everywhere in the U.S.
Yes. It's to the point where we don't have an official language, but most official documents are required to be in English.
Yes. Canada has English, but French for like the Quebecois in particular.
Yep.
Mexico with Spanish. Like if you're like, all right, name a country that speaks Spanish that isn't Spain, you'd probably just go, oh, Mexico. Like you have a lot of other options.
Yeah, there's also most of South America and the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Where you can find Spanish as at least one of the, if not the dominant spoken language.
Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, with Portuguese, like, okay, you can't say Portugal. Okay, Brazil. I'm like, all right, cool, done.
Yep, that gets you there.
Yep. Oh, God.
Where do you find Portuguese? Portugal.
Yep.
The Azores, which is part of Portugal. Even though it's in the middle of the Atlantic.
Oh, yeah, one of the more like island colony situations.
Yep, it's a little little island chain. I wouldn't know. I don't think it is technically an archipelago.
Pokemon Game Freak needs to stop being cowards and allow the Orange Archipelago to exist in a Pokemon game. God damn it! The Sevi Islands were almost there.
Yep.
And then you blew it. Give me some weird gym leaders.
Oh,
Scarlet
they are
and Violet
referred to
got
as an
close.
archipelago. Interesting.
All right.
I thought that implied something about how the islands were made.
I think that the archipelago... I want to say... Oh, God, I'm going to get this so wrong. I have always understood an archipelago to be like... No, you know what? I'm not even going to... I'll tell you what I was going to say, and then I realized that it's probably inaccurate for a bunch of reasons. In my head, I think archipelago as like... It is a peninsula that is partly submerged, essentially. Like, it's a chain of stuff where the landmass is directly connected, but you have to go a long-ass way before you actually have dry land kind of deal. But that is almost certainly super, super wrong.
Yeah, I think that archipelago...
I'm just trying to get off the fucking thing. God damn it.
Well, too bad. You have more birds to fight. It is just a group of islands.
Oh, just any... So would Hawaii be an archipelago, I guess?
Yes.
Okay.
And I was already thinking that Hawaii was in the category of archipelago because I thought it had to do with volcanic
origin.
origin.
That probably helps. I'm sure a lot of volcanoes have created archipelagos.
But that's what it is. It's not that archipelagos are required to be created by volcanic vents or volcanic activity. It's just that
it tends to happen.
The fact that plate tectonics exists and hot spots in the mantle exists means that archipelagos happen.
There we go. Jesus Christ. Can I get to dry land?
No.
Speaking of dry land.
No, you can't.
Ah, sweet. We'll continue our adventure next time.
Alrighty.